It's past my bedtime, but I can't sleep, and I thought this might help. And maybe I'll have something quick to say, to share. It's okay to be alone. You don't need people. You don't need to be with someone in order to be fulfilled or happy. I think a lot of people are chasing other people or chasing the idea of being in a relationship because they think that they either think that's what they're supposed to do, or they think that that's going to fix what's wrong in their life. But ultimately, that's not the case if you yourself are not good. So you need to just focus on yourself, because most of the time, other people are just going to bring, like another person is just going to bring their own problems into your life. And that's just going to keep you from doing what you need to do. So you should instead focus on getting your life together and ultimately, because this is how things kind of play out anyway. It just works out by itself more than not. And by focusing on yourself, you may end up finding someone along the way. So focus on your own shit. Work on being able to control yourself and be in the present moment and do what needs to be done. There's so much that you need to do if you're a young person. If you don't know what you want to do, you need to figure that out. And you can only figure that out through experience. So you need to focus on that. if you need people, if you need somebody, if you can't stand being alone, this is my own opinion, but I feel like it indicates that you are just unhappy with yourself. And maybe you need to stop thinking so much. I think you need to remember that you only have one life, and you only have as much time as you're given. And I mean, if we're gonna be realistic, you don't know how much time you have. Let's assume that you have a normal amount of time, and if you have a normal amount of time, it's not a lot. If you're 22 or 19, you still have time to figure out what you really want to do, but you find that out by doing. So if you're not trying every day to take action, if you don't know what you want to do, you need to be taking action every day. And that's all that really matters until you figure yourself out, because you don't want to end up lost at 30 or 35, because you're gonna be kicking yourself if you spend time if you spend your time on other people and not yourself in your prime years of your life, when you should be figuring things out, you're going to be kicking yourself because you only have a short amount of time. I'm kind of repeating myself, but I think the main point of this short little video is that you need to be okay with being alone if you're alone. Because life does not get better than right now. It can only get worse. And therefore, you should somehow learn to cherish your time, cherish your day, and cherish the present moment, which is it's something that can be shared with other people, but that's like a kind of more of a secondary thing. it first comes as a solitary thing. It comes from within. It's something that you find by yourself because it's a process that you develop introspectively rather than through other people. Because if you only feel good when you're around other people, that means that you're not and when I mean feel good, I don't mean feeling happy or joy. I mean just being grounded, because you're not going to be happy. Happiness is not that's just something that happens when something is accomplished, or maybe even randomly. You shouldn't count on it. You should count on yourself. And if you can't count on yourself, that's the first priority, because you only have one life, and you should not spend it for other people. Yeah. This doesn't apply to people who are already in a good relationship or have things figured out for themselves. This is just for those of you out there who are struggling in solitude. You need to have a skill in something. You need to have something that you're good at. And that is where you'll find what you could call happiness. And you can share that with someone else, but that's not really necessary. And if you are reliant on needing to share it with someone else, there's no guarantee for anything, let alone you finding the perfect person to be with. And ultimately, the perfect person for you is someone. It's more of a basic thing that is probably a different topic, but ultimately you just need someone who makes your life easier. They help you and they care about you, and they cook for you, or they clean, or they do something that makes your life easier. And I wouldn't say that that's hard to come by. It just depends on you and your own standards, your superficial standards that may keep you from allowing a good person into your life. If you're a superficial, if you think that you need to have someone who looks a certain way, or or something superficial like that, you're gonna have more problems than good things. But that's a different topic. Ultimately, this video is just I feel like people need, some of you may need confirmation that it's okay to be alone. And if you're suffering, it's not because you're alone. It's because you're not doing what's necessary in your own life. You know what? No, one more. Like I said, it's past my bedtime. I go to bed, lights out at 9, and then I'll be on my phone for like another hour, whether I'm listening to music or researching something, doing anything that piques my interest before I fall asleep. And then 10 o'clock, I'm in bed, lights, eyes closed. You need to, if you're someone that is not disciplined, you need to find out how to be more disciplined. Because you don't have time. You have time, but you need to be more hard on yourself. Because you don't have time. Time is something that you can't get back. It's the only thing that you can't earn back. You can earn money back, you can lose money and make it back, but you can't get time back. So, keep that in mind. You need to find out what you want to do in this life, or else you're going to be lost, and it's not going to get better. You need to be more selfish. Maybe what you think is selfish, if you think that focusing on yourself and your needs is selfish. But that's not selfish, that's just it's kind of the opposite of being selfish. Because it's being disciplined, and when you're disciplined, that's the only way that you can become useful, and it's the only way that you can be happy. And if you're happy, you are able to naturally make other people happy, and if someone else does come into your life, you can make them happy because you do what's necessary. Yeah. You need to turn yourself off to... I feel like all of this advice has been said already. That's why I'm having trouble speaking, because I don't want to just repeat stuff that has been said before, but it's true that you need to kind of limit your focus from social media and things that have nothing to do with you. If you're focusing on other people's lives, how are you supposed to live your own, right? Yeah. Be alone.